Cameron Butka with us here on the Mendola Show. Junior season, undefeated. Let's talk a little bit about do you ever think about, hey, I don't want to lose a match, or you think, hey, I want to keep the winning streak going? Do you have a kind of a mentality with any of that right now? Or?
I mean, mainly, I know a loss is always going to be a possibility, no matter who I wrestle, really. And it's always going to, there's a chance it's always going to happen, but obviously, I don't really try to lose. I always want to win my matches, and I never go in thinking that I'm going to lose, because then that gives me a higher chance of actually losing. So, I mean, I never really expected to get this far. I've just been working my butt off in the room and outside the room, and I just think all my hard work's starting to pay off.
You hear different wrestlers say, hey, I don't want to know anything about my opponent. Hey, my dad, my Uncle Jimmy, they go watch these other kids, your coaches. Do you kind of like knowing a little bit more, or do you like going and watching other guys and kind of secretly saying, okay, I'm seeing what he's doing?
Yeah, it's always a good thing, like for me personally, knowing some background information about the person I'm going to wrestle, especially if I could see a match or two and see pick up on some of his moves or like his habits, just so I have a better idea of what I'm going to do when I go in. But other than that, if I don't really know someone, I mean, I'm going in blind, but it shouldn't be a problem.
But what's making you successful on the wrestling mat? Talk a little bit about your style as a wrestler.
I mean, last year, mainly, I was pretty defensive, and for some reason, I had this thought in my mind that I shouldn't really shoot because I wasn't confident in my shots. But for some reason this year, something just flip switched, and now I just turned more offensive than defensive. And I realized that I wasn't going to get as far if I was relying off what my opponent was going to be doing the whole time. So I realized that I have to start believing in myself more and becoming more confident in what I know how to do. Your
dad coached, your dad refed, your dad's by your side. Yeah. But ultimately, you got to go do it, and you got to want it. He may say, hey, you could, whatever, but somehow it all falls back in your lap. So
yeah.
How have you taken what he's told you and just kind of run with it?
I mean, my dad's he's either with me for a wrestling match, reffing, or always talking to me about wrestling, so he knows a lot. And I just always try to listen to him, and I ask him about things. He'll come home from reffing tournaments and be like, oh, I was talking to some coaches, I was talking to some wrestlers, they showed me this, blah, blah, blah. He'll start drilling with me a little bit, showing me some new things that I've never even seen before. So he knows a lot. I always try to listen to him, and he's the only person I really hear when I'm out on the mat anyway. So a lot of it, mostly all of it's credit to him.
He always has the great sideburns. You think, are they going to come one day to you, the sideburns?
That's actually pretty funny. We were just talking about that in the car ride up here. I hope so. I mean, I can't have a beard or anything during the season anyway, so maybe during baseball this year it will come in.
Well, send me a picture, all right?
All right, I will.
You're not only undefeated on the mat, you're undefeated in the classroom. You're #1 in your class. I mean, that's got to be humbling to say, man, I've done it, but it's got to be a little bit of pressure as well. But talk about your classroom performance.
I mean, school has always been really important to me, especially since middle school. I was #1 in my class overall in middle school, and ever since then I really just wanted to do the same in high school, especially since it's a lot more important in high school than it is in middle school. I've always known that I could do it, and my parents have raised me to be a very good student, athlete, so I always just try to, it's either I'm out practicing or I'm in my house studying. It's kind of just a mix of the two, and I just have to realize that if I just keep pushing myself hard, I can really accomplish anything.
Let's talk about when you evaluate yourself, and not that we want to give away too many secrets, but you're going to go up against guys that are going to get better and better every week, hopefully for the next several weeks. Strength, speed, tactical, I mean, there's a lot to it. Do you feel like you're kind of balanced in most of those areas right now?
I feel like, if anything, one thing that I really need to work on is speed, because my strength and my conditioning have been pretty well, and I've been working on that for a while. It's just I need to get the idea out of my mind that I can't shoot whenever I want. If an opening's there, I just have to take it, and that's one of the things I kind of hesitate sometimes, and I just have to get that out of my mind.
All right. Well, you work on that, because there's always something to work on when you're #1 in your class, you're undefeated. I know you got great family support. Best of luck down the road here.
All right, thanks.